Hello my friends! Today we are doing yet another flower nose unboxing, but this time it was actually gifted to me. Long story short, I got this gift box for being active on their Discord server. And if you want to know how that happened or what's inside, keep watching. Just a heads up, I'm going to talk a little bit first, so if you want to go directly to the pretty products, go to this timestamp. Long story long, Flower Nose has a Discord server which I will link in the description. I joined the server at the end of May and they motivated members to be more active by promising a PR package to the 3 most active members by the end of July. I didn't actually go for that and was just active in the server because I genuinely enjoy talking about my favorite brand, giving helpful tips when people are asking for that, sharing looks, exchanging tips, favorite brands, etc. You know, just discussing your favorite label. It's fun. I talked because it was fun. And then imagine my surprise and excitement when they announced the 3 winners and I was one of them. Of course I didn't complain about the free PR package from my favorite label and was very happy to accept it. And the way they gave it to us was that we got a gift code so that we could purchase a set on their website, for free of course, and that set had specific items in it, but we could choose the colors of the items in it. So with all the context out of the way, let's finally open the package. I actually waited to open this a while because I did want to do it on camera. So I hope now the wait really is worth it. Let's look inside. Inside of the beautiful gift box is another gift box. Well packaged, of course. Is this box not the most gorgeous box you've seen before? I mean, honestly, it isn't. They have other boxes which I personally prefer, but isn't this really beautiful? The shimmer, and I will just remove all the protective things and show you what's inside on the front camera. Dancing in the fairy mount might be a bad idea. That's what people told you. But now that you are here, the fairies, so they tempt you so. The fairies, so they tempt you so. Dancing in the fairy mount might be a good idea. Trust me, it's a great idea. You can dance and jump and twirl and sing, the fairies do not judge. You can eat and drink to your heart's content, whoever ever wants to leave. Enjoy your time in the fairy mount, it might be forevermore. I hope you enjoyed looking at those products as much as I did. What a treat. But now let's actually test them out. Now the outfit is complete. I would actually like to start with the blush because I usually use my blush for a bit of contouring as well, and I'm sorry you had to see that all the time. And I am also using the blush brush that came with it. The blush is an orangey shade in the shade Blooming Days, and I chose this one because I recently tested an orange blush from another brand which I didn't buy, but it didn't leave my head, and then this one has these orangey tones, those peachy tones. And I just really wanted that. I wanted to try that and I think I'll like it, but we have to test out. I did have another orange shade from Flower Nose in the past, but it was a much darker shade. And this one is a lot lighter, more pastel-y, and the one I had was from the Love Bear collection and much darker. I think it will look great on darker skin, but obviously I do not have darker skin. So on me it's a little too dark. Very much too dark. So if I want that contrast, I can use it, but I don't always want such a stark contrast. This is a nice color. I'm not sure how well you can see this over there, but it is a very pigmented, very colorful color, but it's not too dark. It's a good shade on me, but very pigmented. I'm working with this very small mirror here, so I should probably check the whole image of my face out later in a bigger mirror. I'm usually applying my blush on the upper side of my cheek and the corner of my eye, because that gives me this more doll-ish look. It rounds my face, and I don't know, I just like looking more like a doll than snatched up, or what people want to call it. I like the opposite effect. Now I'm taking a bigger brush so I can actually see what I'm doing here, and just blending. What a pretty peachy orange shade. I will show you a little more close up later when I'm done with everything, but it's a beautiful shade. And then of course something goes under my chin. I prefer to use blush for contouring this because it's a much softer effect than if I used brown tones. Also works against the stubble a little. I would sometimes use a darker brownish shade when I go for a more masculine look, but I normally do not go for gendered looks, but rather just what I think is pretty, and I prefer a blush for this. Let's zoom in a bit for the eyeshadow. I actually wanted a different palette from this set, which I already bought myself, so it was actually never my intention to get this shade of palette, but since I had to choose a different one that I didn't have yet, I chose this one because they are very simple colors. Like, they are beautiful brown tones, but I personally usually prefer to wear colors on my eyes. So this palette would be a really good palette for people who like the more low-key look and who want to go for neutral brown tones, for beige. But for me personally, it wouldn't have been my first choice, but we'll see how well it works, and I'm sure I will still use it. I'm just starting with a bit of white in my inner corner. What I like about Flower Nose shades is that even the lighter tones are very pigmented. Usually, I personally have the problem that lighter tones of makeup don't show up on me because I myself am so light that they vanish. They don't show on me. But this, it's still light because it's a similar color, but you do see the difference. It is a very pigmented light tone, which is great if you have pale skin and struggle with this. And probably also great if you have darker skin and, you know, want pigmented eyeshadows. Just a little worried that I'll get it in my mascara because I usually do mascara after eyeshadow. Honestly, great start. And let's continue with... I actually do want to try the darkest color, just, you know, to try it. For the darker color, I am using a much smaller brush and just dabbing it in the corner and then blend it out so it's not getting too dark. Because you do see there is quite some dark pigment in here, which is going to blend it. Blending the edges as well. I actually don't want it to be too dark at the moment. I just wanted a little bit to blend it out and to show that it is dark and it does have enough dark pigment. So what I noticed about the top and bottom shade in this palette is they are an almost white but slightly beige and a very dark brown, almost black, rather ashy but still somewhat warm. So these two tones are actually great if you want to do a monotone makeup but still somewhat warm toned, if you know what I mean. They are like black and white, but there is still something to it. It's not completely black and white. It does have a warmer tone, which, if you like warm tones and if you don't want it too extreme, is amazing. Next, I'm using the darker shade of those two browns to just go under my eye. This one is actually a nice color if you want more of a natural skin colored shadow. Like, obviously not the shade of my skin, but it looks like a shadow on skin. It's not a color that would be foreign on your skin. It's more like when there are shadows on your face, they might become that color, which is great if you want to shade your eyes. And just to have tested all the tones, I will also use the lighter of the browns in the middle here to add just a tad more of color. I actually normally wouldn't do this in my makeup, but I just want to use all the colors. So I'm just using this tone to soften the spot where those two colors blend. And I am going to shade a bit more in the darker color around it again. I'm not putting new product on this brush, I'm just using the same brush as before to blend it a little more in because there is some of it left. That's the eyeshadow done, and I will just go in with my eyeliner and come back. Can you see how hurriedly I did this because I'm actually running out of time? Of course I used the Flower Nose eyeliner from the Moonlight Mermaid collection for this because it is my favorite eyeliner. I would really recommend this to everyone. I think I've done a few videos where I recommended it, so let me just post this here real quick again. And I closed the eyeshadow palette too soon because I forgot that the highlighter is in here as well. And now we're going over to highlighter. As usual, I'm just going in under my eyebrow. I'm never sure with the shimmer tones in the eyeshadow palettes from Flower Nose because sometimes they are an amazing highlighter and sometimes they are an amazing topper for other shades in which they don't show up well by themselves but look amazingly shimmery when put on top of other tones. But I think this one is doing well on its own. The thing with highlighter is that it never properly shows up on camera. For the cheeks, I'm actually going in with my finger because that just gives me more product. And I do love this. I do love a highlighter. I wanted to say I do love a good highlighter and then it just shows up as a good highlighter. So everything as it should be. Same on the other side. Highlighters and cameras are really like nothing there and then the sun goes up. It's rude, honestly. Just show up all the time, please. Then after I did it with my finger, I am just blending the edges out with the brush a bit. Adding a tiny bit more in the middle because, as I said, I do love a good highlighter. I love that shimmer. Okay, now we can close it. I like that it is a more, how shall I say, the gold in it is subtle, but it is not too subtle. It's obviously, it has a really nice shine. It's a beautiful highlighter. It works very well as a highlighter. And lastly, we are going in with the lip gloss. Now this gloss, I ordered it because on the website it looks the reddest out of all the shades, like a nice red, if you know what I mean. Then yesterday someone posted a selfie with this exact lip gloss in the Flower Nose Discord group. Shout out to Karen, she makes really beautiful content. This is her tag, go follow. And on her it looked more like a dusty pink, which now I don't know what to think about it. I mean, it did look gorgeous on her, honestly, but just not the red that was seen on the website. So now I'm curious how it will look on me. Just out of the bottle, it's actually a more brownish shade. So let's apply it. Ooh, that is more red on me. I love it. It's a little sheer, so when you draw it out more, it's more sheer and glossy. But when you put more product in on the same spot, it will be more colorful and opaque glossy. I'm going for opaque right now because I actually want to show the color. The clock is reminding me that I'm running out of time. And is that not a beautiful color? Yesterday I got a little scared, but I am not at all disappointed. On me, it actually is the red that was shown on the website. It's a beautiful red without pink tones. And can I just express my love for reds that do not have pink tones? I love those, and this is one of them. I mean, at least on me. And it has more of a brownish undertone, I dare say slightly orange, but it is mostly a beautiful red. And this lipstick is also the reason why I chose red accessories with my outfit today, just so this lipstick does not look out of place. I'm also testing out new contact lenses today, if you can't tell, so I'm still not sure what to think about those. What do you think? So yeah, this is the finished look. This is how I would normally wear makeup and how I am going out later to have my nails done and then meet friends. So this is my going out look, it's not for sitting at home or something. And let me show you a bit closer up again. So now we're coming close to the end of the video. I hope you liked the video. I hope you liked the way I chose to unbox it this time. I hope you liked how I showed you how it looks on me and of course the finished look. Thank you again, Flower Nose, for gifting this to me. It's a pleasure to be active on the Discord server and it was just an additional treat to get this. And as always, everything they make is just gorgeous and it's an absolute treat to have this. And the quality it has on top of how it looks is just the cherry on top. Also, I forgot to mention before, the lip gloss is in the shade Firefly and the eyeshadow palette is in the shade Hazel Fawn. Also, if you plan to order from Flower Nose, please use my code. It gives you 5% off your order and supports me as a creator, so it's a win-win for both of us. So again, I hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching, thank you for the generous gift, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!